What's going on, YouTube family? We are back with another chapter review. And this time, of course, it's going to be One Piece chapter 1051, entitled The Shogun of Wano, Momonosuke Kuzuki. Which kind of did tie up some loose ends from last chapter because, we got left with Kuro Masaki, which is actually his sister, um, being in the picture whenever they announced the new Shogun. It's like, okay, but now we know for sure. In any sense, we're definitely going to go ahead and get into this chapter, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you get my posts as soon as I drop them. And of course, hit that like button so that, we can help the channel grow, make sure everybody else is seeing it, make sure we start trending on YouTube and all that good stuff. Because, the movement has to continue, the movement has to grow. So let's get it. But on into the chapter, the first panel is always like a little tidbit from something else happening in the world of One Piece. And for the last several chapters, of course, we've been treated to um, the German 6-6 Sieves making their escape from um, Whole Cake Island, which they've been there for way too long. Dude, y'all are supposedly some big, hyped up, unstoppable, heartless, no feelings type of group that, but yet you spent the last like 400 or 500 chapters chilling at Big Mom's crib. Anyway, they try to play it all cool because the panel has the big explosion behind them, and they're walking away like they're all cool and stuff like that. They might as well just go ahead and have the arms crossed. But yeah, they finally make their escape, and so then of course we get into the actual chapter itself, where we are treated to Momonosuke still in dragon form, scaring the crap out of people, everybody running here, there, and everywhere. Because they think, at first glance, they think Kaido has come to harass them some more. And then they're like, well, no, chill out. It's not Kaido. It's not Kaido. He's not here no more. But then they're like, oh, so now we got two dragons? Really? Are you serious? And then, they have to like get everybody to calm down again. No, it is not Kaido. Just chill out. We got an announcement to make. The scabbards are here and they're lined up on their knees, trying to get everybody to chill out and all that. They're setting up the transponder snail transmission so they can shoot a video all the way across Wano in all the different sectors, all the different little villages of Wano. And then, of course, then everybody takes their attention off of Momonosuke, and then they actually focus on the fact that the scabbards are there. Kinemon is like making his pose. You know how they make samurai look like they always trying to do some kind of pose or something like that. So there's Kinemon being all extra, and then they show Dog Storm and Cat Viper amongst others, just chilling out, hanging out. Of course, they just got through being in a war, so they're all beaten up and battered and bruised. So, but of course, they are able to, show that they are in good spirits because, of course, the war is finally over. The tyranny of Kaido has finally died down. So, everyone who's looking onto this particular scene is like, what? The scabbards are back? Does this also mean that, we're about to finally get rest from this age of tyranny that we had to put up with? So everybody's gathering around the transponder snails from Kibi, Hakume, Ringo, Kuri, Udon Prison, And then even Ibushi, I can never remember the name, but Ibisu town. I don't know why I have so much trouble with that, but either way, everybody's gathered around their transponder snail transmission, video transmission, so they can see the big announcement that apparently is about to take place. Because miraculously, all the scabbards of Odin are here. There's a dragon, a second dragon. So something big has to be about to go down. So everybody's gathered around, and now, and real quickly, we cut to a nice panel of the Straw Hats finally getting the chance to meet Yamato, of course, as she introduces herself as Kaido's son. Frankie's knuckled up and like, hey, I can go. We ain't this war must not be over. So let's go. Let's go ahead and knock this Joker out and let's get to it. But Yamato's like, hold on, chill. I ain't your enemy. In fact, I've been a fan. I've been a really big fan of that. Been watching y'all for a long time in the news. Granted, as weird as y'all are, you're a lot more weird looking in person. That's wasn't quite expecting you to be looking this weird. But hey, that kind of happens. And then some someone out of the back was like, "Look who's talking! You got horns. What you trying to say?" But then Yamato and her beautifully drawn self comes and says, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to be selling with y'all, so y'all can get used to seeing me on a more consistent basis. Of course, I go by Oda and Kuzuki, but y'all can call me Yamato," which such a character flaw. I love Yamato's character so much, but at that point, I wish that Oda would leave out and get her to stop doing. But anyway, beautifully drawn character might have taken the place of Nami as far as my pick for one of the best females in One Piece. Can't, but in any sense, of course, everybody else is well. First off, speaking of Nami, she's like her and Usopp have their usual what the type of response, and then the lover boys on the cruise, Sanji and Brooke, are like blown away. Of course, they approve. It's Yamato. Look how beautiful she is. I mean, but the sound minded one, um, Jinbei, of course, he was like, "Bruh, I need confirmation from the captain before you just gonna up and say you gonna join the crew and be riding with us and all that. I don't know if I can trust you." And she's like, fair enough. I mean, for us, because we just got to talk about Luffy, we flash over to Luffy, who is now lying beside of Zoro, incapacitated from obviously having one of the biggest fights of their life, pushing themselves to God knows what limits. Um, there was a lot going on there. I mean, Zoro became more powerful because he was able to hone the ability and the skills it took to wield Enma. And of course, Luffy has now gained his new awakening of his devil fruit and unlocked Gear 5th. So there's a lot going on with them. Not to mention, as far as the awakening of his devil fruit, Luffy is going to sit here and have a lot to digest, learning that he is not a Paramecia devil fruit user. He is now a mythical Zoan devil fruit user. So someone's going to have to explain that to him. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to this knowledge, and because part of me says that with Luffy's carefree attitude, he's going to be like, yeah, I don't really care. He's just going to be happy that he's more powerful. And then there's also going to be like, so he might actually go as far as to be like, "Yo, Shanks, you lied to me about what my ability can do. Like, what's going on with that?" So there's going to be so many different possibilities of how Luffy takes that, what he chooses to do with the power, and by any means, even with our man Chopper on the job of, looking after him and healing him and all that kind of stuff, they may kind of wake up and be cognizant in the next couple of chapters, but they're not going to be able to just go out and do whatever. That's going to be at least a week in the One Piece word, at least a week, I would say, maybe more. And as far as chapters are concerned, they'll probably be on Wano for another 2, 3, at least another 2 or 3 chapters, just to show like one recovery time. That's at least going to be 1 or 2 chapters, I feel. Another chapter is going to be, of course, the banquet that they're going to have with all the food and wine and all that kind of stuff, all the booze that they're going to be enjoying and getting supremely wasted on. Um, uh, so then, so they're, like I said, they're going to spend at least 3, 4 more chapters on Wano between, celebrating, healing, uh, reconciling differences with the freaking beast pirates, figuring out what they're going to do with them, and everything else in that regard. There's going to be quite a bit going on. But then, of course, with Otama being there, we finally get a little example of what her power is really and truly like. She gives us a nice little explanation of how that works, which is interesting because, of course, we knew that she had a devil fruit that, she could peel off dumplings off the side of her face, and whoever consumed these dumplings would then be subservient to whatever she told them to do. She told them to jump off a cliff. Uh, if she told them to help her fight a war, obviously. But she does also enlighten us to the fact that the effects only last for 1 month, which is interesting. Interesting. After that month is over, the person or animal or whatever has the ability to go back to normal, and tells Speed, which she refers to as Horse Lena, she's like, "I want you to stay by my side, but not as a servant, not even as a friend, but I want to think of you as a mother." And then the panel with Speed's reaction is priceless, because this is just like you can imagine in the anime when it finally gets animated, that they're just when they show her reaction, she's just gonna freeze frame, and the whole entire screen is just gonna freeze frame, and it's just gonna be in her thoughts of her. That's gonna be interesting. I can already imagine that's gonna be hilarious. Then of course, after all of that, we get back to the wonderful sight of what everybody was all setting up for in the Flower Capital. Getting the transponder video snail set up so that everybody can see this wonderful, hopefully only said one-time speech by the new Shogun of Wano, Momonosuke Kuzuki. So, of course, he starts off by throwing out there, it's been 20 long years, my father died, which, of course, everybody kind of clues into what that means. Oh, this must be the son of Odin, Kuzuki. Uh, so then that kind of flushes that out. But then he goes on to mention how, he hates that they had to endure for this 20 years of all the hardship and oppression and all the being taxed just to drink clean water, the slavery, the abandonment of the food shortages and stuff in certain villages, the land of Wano. but he hates that he couldn't have been more hands-on with that process and become as strong as he had wanted to throughout the process. But he is like, hey, today is the dawn of a brand new day. Things are going to change. No more slavery. The toxic factories that were polluting the waters, those have been shut down. They will no longer destroy the water. And of course, until the water has gotten to a drinkable level, you will be able to get water as you need to and not be charged for it. So there's that. We're going to definitely make a complete and total 180 of the whole living situation, so that you can live, eat, and drink as much as you want to, and not have to worry about disease. And of course, this not being in the story, it's like, what are they going to do about the people who ate the smile devil fruit and now they have uncontrollable laughter? Is there going to be a way that anyone can fix that? Or is the long term mysterious Dr. Vegapunk going to come around and provide a solution? Or are they going to get Dr. Caesar to come around and they do have a little bit more access to Caesar the clown. Of course, they gotta find out where he is at the moment. But Dr. Vegapunk, so much, he has not made an appearance, and I don't even know what he looks like. I don't think I've ever seen any kind of conceptual art about what he might look like. I think way back during the Punk Hazard arc, they kind of gave like a silhouette of him, or from the behind his head type of view, but I don't recall ever seeing Dr. Vegapunk's face, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. So, he's still going on about, making sure that everyone's going to be able to live in a more comfortable situation, and then goes on to mention what he had to go through to get to this point, like all the people he met, who were passionate about helping him out and getting to where he needed to be. And then, of course, forming the alliance of the Ninja, Pirate, Mink, Samurai Alliance that raided Onigashima. So that was pretty interesting, But then, of course, with that particular little comment, we have a stupid kid who, of course, always is just going to be upset for no reason. He's like, our alliance? What alliance are you talking about? Essentially is what we get from the look on his face. Bruh, with that alliance, you did something that no one else in the whole entire world of One Piece was able to do. And not just to one Yonko, but two, bruh. Relax. It'll be okay. Without that alliance, you would have never gotten as close as you did to Kaido or Big Mom. Our new Shogun of Wano, still in silhouette form, raises his sword and says, Kaido, Orochi, the beast pirates, and any other monsters that we were living in fear of have been vanquished. And of course, this sets everybody off. They cheering, having a good time. Everyone's starting to cry. Momonosuke reintroduces himself as, his father giving him the name that means second to none, which that was actually new to me. I never actually thought to look up his name to know what that meant. But and then he says, please lend me your strength as we rebuild Wano, and I will be your leader. And then we finally get this nice panel reveal of Momonosuke in his adult form. So that is interesting. And then, of course, he has like a little thought moment where he's thinking about his father, what he looked like which kind of also lets us see the comparison of what those two look like compared to each other. And he's like, Father, please be happy with what the path I'm going, and hopefully you'll be proud of where I go. So then, of course, he turns around with his scabbards, and they turn around and enter into the palace, and that's how the chapter ends. So, pretty much a lot going on with this chapter. Pretty dope speech by Momonosuke. Can't wait to actually see this animated. I'd like to see if they end up changing his voice, considering he gets 20 years older. But yeah, man, I really like this episode, because this chapter rather, uh, because it gives us quite a bit that's going on. It shows us where everybody is in regards to their mindset, their physical ability, their physical status, and then of course we get the awesome and dramatic speech from Momonosuke. But if you guys would do me the honor of telling me how you feel about the chapter in the comment section down below. But until then, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get my content as soon as I drop it. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.